Shalom Ubracha, day 33, day 33, the Avodah for today, the quality for today in Kinyan Torah, Ohev es haTochachot, that a person should love Tochacha, which badly translates as rebuke. Most people know it as rebuke. So what I'd like to do here is, number one, give a definition and then express what this avos means, and to recognize Misad Torah. When we are doing something wrong, we would like somebody to correct us. We want somebody to correct us. So the inyan of Kinyan Torah, when we're understanding something wrong or doing something wrong, we want somebody to tell us, to correct us. This will improve our Torah and it will prove the way we live our Torah. So we know, for example, Parashas Kedoshim, Yud Tet, Yud Zayin, we have this mitzvah of Tochacha. And the question is, what does it mean? What is actually this definition of Tochacha? We go and just tell somebody, like, what the hell are you doing? No. If we refer back to Vayikra Rashi, Kaf Tet Zayin, on the story of Abraham and Sarah, Rashi says there on the word Vanochachas, which is the root of Vav Kaf Ches, Rashi says that on the place, Birur Dvarim, that what this inyan of Tochacha is, the definition of Tochacha is a Birur Dvarim. And Rashi writes, anytime this root is used, it's referring to this definition in all other places. And as well in Vayikra, a bit later on, Kaf Aleph, Kaf Hey, we are told as well that Avraham Avinu debated. He had a vikuach. Vikuach is birur dvarim. That's what a vikuach is. It's having the ability to clarify. And in Parashas Kedoshim, Yud Tet Yud Zayin, Rashi says very, very clearly, we should do this in a way that's not humiliating someone. So, for example, if we refer to the Heilige Pilzno Rebbe in Choves Talmidim, he writes on the pasuk that if you give tochacha to a wise person, they love it, and if you give tochacha to a fool, they hate it. The Pilzno brings something out very interesting. This is based on Mishlei. He says as following. He says, could it be that you're speaking to one person? And could it be the way you speak to them? If you speak to a person like a fool, they'll hate what you have to say to them. However, if you speak to somebody with dignity, they will love what you have to say to them. So the Nakuda that Rashi is bringing here, and maybe the Pilzno had in mind as well this Rashi, the Nakuda is when we speak to somebody, if we ever feel that we have to give Tochacha, to understand it's Birur Hadvarim. We want to give clarification to something to the best of our ability, and we want to do it in a dignified way, in a way where we're treating somebody like a Chacham. Hey Tzadikul, this is beneath you. This isn't who you are with what you're doing. Now with that, Chevra, just imagine if we're spoken like this. Ohev es haTochachot. We want to love. Somebody tells us, that we're doing something wrong. We would want to know ultimately what's going to get in the way. The ego. How the hell, telling me what to do? Yabba, yabba, yabba. No, we want somebody to tell us if we're doing something wrong. So the Mishnah is telling us, love Tochacha. We hope that somebody knows this definition and speaks to us nicely. And however, if not, so be it. It's still a bracha gamor. It's still a gift when someone points something out. And we can contemplate it. If it's true, we can work on it. And if it's not true, okay. Look at where it's coming from and ascertain for yourself. Speak it through with your friends. But the nekuda is, if somebody ever does say something to you or gives you tochacha, stop for a moment, put a smile, and say how fortunate I am that I've heard these words. Now let me ascertain the truth of them. Be'ezras Hashem Chevra for today. If anyone says anything to you and you can say something to each other, give each other tochacha in a healthy way today. Birur Dvarim. And you could practice with one another, role play, and stop and say, Ya Kodesh Baruch Hu, shkoyach for this gift. Thank you so much for this gift of clarification. Beautiful tzaddikim, may we be successful in all our endeavors.